Hi, kids. How are you all? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to Tiny Dreamland, where magical stories come to life. Today we have a wonderful tale full of adventure, fun, and an important lesson. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's amazing story. Once upon a time, there was a king who had 7 daughters. He loved them dearly and took great care of their every comfort. One day, as they all sat together for a meal at a beautifully arranged dining table, the king asked his daughters a question. How much do you love me? The eldest princess replied, Father, I love you as much as gulab jamun, a sweet dessert. The king was delighted and gifted her 4 villages. The second daughter said, I love you like barfi, a sweet milk confection. The king rewarded her with a vast land. The third daughter responded, I love you like imarti, a delicious syrupy treat. She too was granted great wealth and property. And so it went on. Each daughter compared her love to a sweet delicacy, and in return, they received riches and land. Finally, the youngest daughter was asked the same question. She smiled lovingly and said, Father, I love you as much as salt. Hearing this, the king became furious. Everyone loves me so much, and you compare your love to mere salt? He roared. Enraged, he ordered her to leave the palace immediately, banning her from ever returning. With a heavy heart, the youngest princess wandered into the forest. She gathered leaves and wood to build a small hut for shelter. When hungry, she survived on fruits, and at night, she slept on a bed of dried leaves. One morning, she woke up to find colorful bird feathers scattered all around. She collected them and crafted a small hand fan. Using this fan, she would cool herself in the summer heat. The next day, she found more feathers and made several fans. She then sat near the roadside at the edge of the forest, covering her face with a veil, and began selling her beautifully crafted fans. People were mesmerized, having never seen such exquisite hand fans before. Soon, a crowd gathered, and her fans became highly sought after. One day, a Princeton passed by and was captivated by the stunning fans. He bought them all and curiously asked the veiled girl, Who are you? She remained silent, but her delicate hands revealed that she was not used to hard labor. Her fingers were wounded from crafting the fans. Intrigued, the prince followed her into the forest. Upon discovering that she was a princess living in exile, he felt deep sorrow. Returning to his kingdom, the prince narrated the entire story to his parents. Moved by her plight, they arranged for his wedding procession to journey into the forest. The prince and the exiled princess were married, but despite her new life, she deeply missed her father and remained unhappy. One day, she told the prince, I wish to invite my family for a feast and meet them once again. The prince arranged a grand banquet and invited the king and her sisters. She said, You may handle the overall arrangements, but I will personally prepare the food for my father and sisters. The day of the feast arrived, and many guests attended. A special dining setup was arranged for the king and his daughters. Wearing a veil, the youngest princess sat before them as they began their meal. But as soon as the king took his first bite, he frowned. The food had no salt. He tried another dish, still tasteless. Furious, he exclaimed, I was invited only to be served food without salt. At that moment, the youngest princess removed her veil and softly said, Father, I told you, I love you as much as salt. Without salt, no dish has flavor. The king was taken aback. Realization dawned upon him. Overwhelmed with emotion, he rushed to embrace his daughter, his eyes welling with tears. He apologized to her, but she gently smiled and said, It's all right, Father. Allah is for everyone. Don't worry. I am very happy now. Her sisters also asked for forgiveness and embraced her. With a forgiving heart, the princess reunited with her family, making them realize the mistake they had made. Moral of the story. Sometimes the simplest things in life hold the greatest value. Wow, that was such an amazing story. I hope you all enjoyed it and learned something special today.